to. Like, she says that the reason she doxed me and my entire family was because I called somebody's father. Well, that was to vet a GoFundMe that I proved to be fraudulent.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So when she's referring to that's her, so me vetting that GoFundMe, and there's a whole, believe me, there's a whole reason I vetted that GoFundMe.
That GoFundMe was BS, right?
Well, yes, it was fraudulent. But they don't take accountability for that. He still hasn't taken accountability for that. And I still have $1,000 on the table for the person that I'm referring to prove that story. But they can't. And I have $1,000 for anybody who could prove that story. But they can't. They just act like a bully. They act like they basically threaten me, and they say anybody that stands with me can get that smoke too. So they basically say, if you stand with me, you're collateral damage. Heard that term before?
Yeah, I have. And
okay. Yep. So they say anybody that stands with me is collateral damage. They'll reach out to you. So just because you're in a box with me now, somebody will probably reach out to you. She'll deny her real name. We also refer to her as the Springfield stalker. So if you know, you know. Professional gaslighter, what I believe is a very good actor, to the point where I personally believe they have caused people great harm in real life based off of things that I've seen online and offline, because I have been known to do research. They pushed me to a point where they taught me what to do. Just like Charles said, he learned from them. Well, I learned from people that I would consider, and I think Charles would agree, the side of things that I dealt with, which was supposed to, or is this next chapter, I guess. I don't know. Because now I'm just watching. And I've made it clear at this point, I just want to be a watcher for the most part.
Yeah, me too. I almost had a mini B, so I'm stepped away from everything. I comment when it comes across my feed, but I'm microdosing TikTok right now.
Yeah, me too. And honestly, it's not,
because since the election, I was, oh my God. I almost had a complete mental breakdown. And you know what? I really thought, okay, you know, I'm I'm acting like the people crying, don't hurt Britney, you know, in the Britney Spears era. You might be old enough to know. But then I started seeing other people who are like, I have to take a break. Like, I literally cannot do this anymore. I cannot engage and try to explain empathy and basic decency to people who clearly don't believe what they're standing behind, you know? And so, even talking about it, I had an incident at work where, I don't know, I had a lot of stroke-like symptoms. So for like 15 solid minutes, I saw nothing but bright light. And I just kept trying to work, you know? And I was getting ready to get off, but and my boss came in, and I tried to just act like, nothing's going on. And I have low blood pressure, but apparently like my blood pressure was like boiling at that point. I didn't know, you know, because I live in MAGA country. And so people were coming in and just, Well,
listen, so here, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to allow anybody to like crap on people just because of who they vote for.
No, I don't do that.
I get MAGA is a different thing. Like, we classify that as a different group. But some
so when I say the hateful, when I say MAGA country, what I'm saying is,
I think extremists on either side are bad.
The ones in the area where I live, in this particular area, are very, very, very hateful.
So I've got friends on both sides of the political aisle. I take a Bernie Sanders approach of things. I know there's a lot of my friends that are hardcore Democrats, and I used to be like this, where I just didn't even want anybody in my even online space if they were voting for the other side. And I
don't like that. I want to have engagement.
I don't do that anymore.
And it just got to the point to where I was engaging with the wrong people, and I had to pull back. But when I work in a convenience store, and so I get, oh man, so what happened was I made a few TikToks in my work uniform, and it's a small town. I live in a very small town, but I'm not used to living in a small town. I used to live in a big city. And I guess my page got recommended to people in the area.
Yeah, as TikTok does.
Yeah, and so customers saw it. And I mean, my boss, she's pretty cool. She's moderate. But she's like, listen, I get it, but you can't make videos in your uniform and and things like that. And I mean, the amount of people that sent these. And so what they do is they come in, a lot of, I know some of them were the ones that found my page, and they taunt me. Like, they make comments about how things are going to get cheaper and life's going to be better. And they will literally stare me in my eyes, and they're not happy people. And so I have to smile because I need this job. And it just got to the point between that and online, and I was literally not doing well.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This app really does do a lot of, in my opinion, it does do a lot of harm to people in many ways.
And Twitter, I completely removed Twitter, but that's where I got a lot of my news. But I couldn't do it anymore. I could not do it. I can't even really do Blue Sky, and that's a more safer space. I just literally can't do the news right now. I can't.
Okay, so I'm going to say that I do not want to make this anything more political than it already has been.
No, it is. We could change it.
Okay, if you don't mind.
No, I want to, because I'm already, like my blood pressure's going up and I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, but
I don't know how to.
But my space is not the space for that.
Yeah.
Okay, because if, like, I get it, people are allowed to feel how they feel, but my space isn't the space for that.
I totally understand.
What I want to talk about, and what this topic tonight is for, is more about like how the big creators are causing harm to the gay community. And what I'm seeing right now, and I think there's some AFF people in there, but I have a serious question. Like, the issues that I'm seeing with regards to Charles and Mama Tot, it's really an issue for the gay community. I don't see too many communities where, okay, like, let's just, any of the other communities, whether it be Indigenous, Black, trans even, because trans is part of the LGBTQI plus community, that they have to deal with their own issues. And a lot of gay people don't want to insert themselves into trans issues unless they're welcomed, because sexuality and gender are completely different. So, you know, you could be gay and trans, but just because you're gay doesn't mean you're trans, or just because you're trans doesn't mean you're gay. You know what I mean? So not all trans people want to be involved in gay issues either. People don't get it. But like right now, I'm seeing a lot of people insert themselves into gay affairs. And the problem is that big creators are causing harm to gay creators and not really considering things. For me, it's a bigger issue too. And I've mentioned this to Charles and other people. For me, it's a big issue too, because not just me, Charles, Jace, or Chaz, or whoever else is involved from the gay community that's been a target of some of these big creators. But there's a true victim. Like, I feel like we're survivors, but there's a true victim that they have used some of them have used for their own dirty bidding against me, because they just don't want my story heard, and they know that I'm the only voice for this victim. And like, he's no longer here. He doesn't have a voice. And their friends have made videos of him singing with the officer that took him out of this world and me. They've said, be quiet, don't talk about it. The family doesn't want you to talk about it, so don't talk about it. They've said, they've contacted the family on his birthday just to try and get dirt on me and harass me. Lady G has done that. Like, her friends have done that. They've taken it off the app in such an inhumane way to the survivors, the family of a victim of police brutality, when I have so much information out there that the family has even commented on and put out there on a page, on a public page that I know they've looked at, and they've dissected to see what they can use against me. They've literally used this victim for their own tool. And what amazes me is how many people are all about the drama, but they really don't care about the victim of police brutality. Like, I don't see too many people speaking up for that. And I know that TikTok at this point is not the place. It really doesn't give a shit, in my opinion, about the gay community. I don't see the gay community uniting together. I see people like Jason Hernandez and AK being allowed to do disgusting things to other people within the community. Uni or Beata, Scott McFly, these big creators that have done really disgusting things to other people in the community for their own personal reasons, whether it be clout, monetary, or both. And It's sad. Like, even the great Londini, he's got almost 12 million followers too. Somebody go tag him. Tell him get in a box with me again. Him and I used to be friends. He doesn't stand for the gay community. It was all just performative. Most of them are performative. And they're making money off of pretending they stand with communities they really turn their backs on. That's how I feel at this point. And I'm fed up to the point where I even told Charles, I gave him permission to post something, and I guess he left the app before he could, because it was a private conversation that we had on an app where we communicate. And I told him he could use it, and I think he took down his page, or his page got taken down. I think he took down his page before he posted it. I've tried to keep up at least once a day, but I hadn't gotten a chance to today. And I come on and I hear everybody saying, what happened to Charles? I'm like, I don't know. People telling me he took down his page. I'm like, I don't know.
He took down his page?
That's what I found out today. And I'm really frustrated about it, because one of his last videos, he said, you don't understand what these people are capable of. And he started to talk about Lady G. Lady G gets quiet. And what is he? I mean, I'm guessing he probably doesn't feel safe again or something, because
Dude.
people are. That's my guess. I don't know. I have no idea.
And you know what? I just want to say something. I'm glad you said that, because as I've watched this unfold, I wondered in the back of my mind,
Maybe he's.
am I the one that should be saying something? I'm not. I'm an ally, but I don't know what it's like to be a gay man and be bullied on, this app or, social media. I don't know what it's like to be used as a token to further somebody's agenda, to make them.
Thank you for saying that, because I'm so tired of people using us as tokens. Like Lady G used me. Like Chaz said he was used. Like I feel face Candy Jenna, whatever the hell, I don't even know her. But just what I've seen, the lies and that audio that came out, I feel like she was using Charles as a token, and that I don't know, she seems to be clout riding for Mama Tot, and I'm really curious. I saw something as I was watching back the live, because I screen recorded it because I was going out that night, and I screen recorded the live, and I watched it back, and I saw somebody, a tater tot, was asking if Face Candy Jenna was, I don't remember how they put it. They're asking her if she was part of the gay community or the LGBTQ community. And the question was never answered, but they asked several times and the question was never answered. And then they just went quiet. And I'm like, what? Okay, what the fuck? Do we not get to find out? Did they leave? Are they not going to answer? Because I watched some of Face Candy Jenna, and it's clear she dyes her hair rainbow. She puts on like outfits representing the community. So I'm curious. And all I heard was AK or Jason. One of them said something like, I think it was AK, like, might have even been somebody else. Somebody said they're not going to discuss that. And I'm like, well, if you're going onto a public platform and you're representing this community, like, you're the one putting it out there. Everybody has a right to question it at that point. If you're not putting it out there to begin with, then that's one thing. But if you're putting it out that you're a representation for this community, yes, we all have a right to ask. Just like I had the right to question about somebody who calls themselves Afro-Indigenous Penelope and order a copy of the police report and prove that she's not Afro-Indigenous.
That who's not?
Afro-Indigenous Penelope. She's not Afro-Indigenous at all. And that's another thing this group is mad at. I've exposed them on so many lies. And that was going to be the Lady G chapter, but I'm not, like...
Can I ask you a question?
This is what I have to say. Sorry if it's noisy, sorry. This is what I have to say. Like, everything is on between my three pages. Enough is out there. And if it's not there, people have access to my Instagram, not my main one that I use, but my old ones that I just leave lingering for friends only. People have access to it. I can give people access to it if they want to see more. I have.
And sometimes giving the information over and over is exhausting.
Yep,
but
exactly.
Did you see that AFF Guardian video earlier? It came up on my FYP.
No. What? Fill me in, because I was still catching up when I just saw Jace go
So they
live.
played all the voice recordings from Jenna and AK, and they were like, "This proves Charles is a liar." But I'm just wondering if anybody else saw that, because I listened to them, and it absolutely does not, in my opinion.
It proves that Face Candy Jenna is a liar, in my opinion.
And a bully, like they played them all, and she's like encouraging AK to just stop helping Charles, but not giving any valid reason. She's just saying these horrible things about Charles.
Did you see what Charles posted earlier with the conversation? Did you see the part of it that Charles posted?
Yeah, I saw that part. Well, then the Guardian came out with another video, I guess. Because remember, I had to take. So mostly, I just try to follow the creators like Charles, and I follow you, and stuff like that. Just a handful that don't make me want to pull out my hair and stress. But it caught me off guard because I saw Charles's, and then I was at work, and it came up on my For You page earlier tonight, and it was AFF Guardian with all the voice memos. And in the comments, I was reading, and everybody's like, "See, Charles is a liar," and I'm like, "That is not what I heard at all." I just want to know that I'm not crazy.
Well, I mean, I can't tell you whether you are or not. I can tell you, I went and got
The
tested.
people in the comments.
These motherfuckers keep saying I'm crazy.
Oh, really?
I've gotten, yeah, I mean, my psychiatrist told me what's wrong with me. I got PTSD from a car accident. I got PTSD from other shit and trauma from other shit, but I've dealt with it.
And they're saying in the comments, Barfly, are you saying that it did not prove that he was a liar? Are you agreeing with me?
Right. I think they're saying that. Like, it did, like, that conversation did not prove that Charles is a liar.
I didn't think so. Yeah, I mean,
I saw that conversation. I didn't realize that was the general. I guess I don't pay. So I got to give this little disclaimer. I don't really pay attention to who's who. I'm really bad with screen names.
Thank you.
Everybody that knows that. If they know me, they know that. I'm really bad with screen names. It takes me a while. And when you're on this app and like, I don't know, like in Charles's shoes, even on a more, like he had somebody with 12 million followers. I had someone with just almost 1 million, plus all her friends, which have a combined of probably more than that. But he also had other people with combined that make it even more than 12 million, you know what I mean? So he had a much bigger scale. Even what I went through was fucking stressful, and I got off the app sometimes for 2 months, for a month.
no, I see you. I'm sorry. Hang on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Shan, I was replying to you earlier. I'm not trying to ghost you. Yeah, you said there's missing audio. I'm sorry if you didn't hear me.
I'll have to watch it.
Okay.
Maybe I should pull it up on my iPad and watch it.
Yeah, could you? Because I just want your take on it. Because, I mean, even if you just, I'm sorry. No, it's not your bad. I talk in circles. It's ADD, so.
But she got me on the counter.
I mean, if you have a time real quick, because I really do want your input on it, because it really made me angry. Because everybody in the comments, and I don't know who any of those people are, they were just like, "Oh yeah, 100%, he's a liar." And I'm like, do we just watch the same thing? I think I even left a comment to that effect.
Oh, man.
I'm not worried about anybody coming after me, because this app means literally nothing to me.
Yeah, I mean, this app doesn't mean
No, I'm
anything
not saying
to-
for anybody that it does. It gives a
There's
sense of
people on
community.
here that I like keeping in touch with, but I've already warned them. And actually, I've already warned them that they know if I just disappear, like, hey, if you really want to find me, you know where to find me. First, all right, hold on. Let's see.
That's what I thought, Jen. Are you saying they're manipulating and bullying, like within the comments?
All right, so what's the name? Oh, sorry,
It's AFF Guardian, I think was the name. Yeah, it was the Guardian.
Guardian.
Which is wild that it showed up on my feed, because
Well, of course it's going to, because everybody's talking about it. That's how the TikTok algorithm works. I mean, AFF Guardian. Okay. My iPad is really slow, so. And I have to check some bread and love, and hold on.
Face Candy Jenna, 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 face face Kendall Jenner. And since you're the one who sent those voice memos, I think you should have the honor of playing those voice memos.
Hello, Charles. I hope you don't mind if I take the honor of playing those voice memos. In an effort to find the truth, I reached out and requested them. I have received permission from both parties involved in this voice memo. It is important for me to note that these voice memos were sent 2 years ago, when AK was in a different frame of mind and still on Team Charles. Also, Charles, before I play these, I will let you know. You said Jenna's full name in the video that I just played. This was extremely inappropriate. I make a humble request that you avoid doing this in the future.
Why?
Now, here are the voice
They can
memos.
use our real
So what's
names?
everybody want me to do? Just go
Hold on,
online and
hold
say
on.
Charles is a liar?
Oh.
And he's making everything up when all the receipts run out? I mean, I still need to know if there was a police report made. I still would like to know. I'd like to have more information on that. But really, at the end of the day, it's none of my damn business. I would love to see what Ophelia has. She's not produced anything. And that to me means there's something to hide.
I don't want you to do anything. I'll tell you right now, one of the reasons I wanted to reach out to you, because I'm so dead set on fucking stopping him and his lies. I fully know that he is not good by himself. He needs his people around him to fucking spread his word. He needs his minions to go and fucking spread the shit out there that he wants said and he wants done. So I reached out to the people that I felt was being hurt the fucking most by him, because I knew if I fucking got rid of his people that were supporting him and believing his lies, it would fucking take him down a notch. That's why I'm talking to you, because he's fucking lying to you.
Where does it end? What is the end game?
I don't want you to do anything or post anything. I've never asked for that. Nobody's ever asked for that. I just want you to stop fucking supporting him and stop helping him out.
Wow.
Leave him the fuck alone.
Wow.
To deal with this mess that he fucking created. To deal with these fucking lies that he put out there. That is my point in reaching out to you guys.
Remind me, Charles, what was it that you claimed Jenna said in these voice messages?
And everyone, and I mean everyone watching this, wants to hear the rest of the voice memos. I'm gonna hold them. I have them. I'm gonna hold them. And I'm gonna wait until you yourself play them and then call me a liar.
Charles Wrestler, you are a liar.
Face Candy Jenna, face
Wow.
Candy Jenna.
So
face
how did
Candy
that-
Jenna.
I don't understand. Can somebody in the comments explain to me, how does that prove that Charles is a liar? Especially when, hold on. Let's go to, is Charles's page like completely down? I can't even, hold on. I have not even, Charles Wrestler.
How do you even check if somebody's page is down?
Huh?
I guess you can look their username up.
Yeah.
I just always typed in Charles Wrestler.
Yeah.
Wrong person.
Hold on. I think I actually did a duet with that video. I hope I did. All right. So what's that? I don't want to be in my live. All right. Hold on. Is this it? No.
This is a message for you.
No, that's where he asked them to get somebody else involved. Why? And I don't understand why they wouldn't. Yeah, his page is down. Yeah, I think they were conspiring. Like, that doesn't, to me, that doesn't prove that Charles was lying. We heard earlier where Charles posted a video earlier. I gotta find it. Hold on.
Your Choice Award
Oh,
nominee.
that was a day ago. God, please tell me I did a duet with this one. I think I would have to go onto my Washington Dog Dad page, and I can't do that while I'm live, because I think I set it as a for only you, or you know what I mean, only your view. When I did a duet, because I think I wanted to. Oh wait, if I did that, hold on. It should be over here in my photos. I think this might be it.
Out for you when it comes to a creator named Faith Candy Jenna. AFS. I really believe in you. I see you in my comments. You read the receipts. You follow the timelines. I am so impressed. I'm going to say something really vulnerable that is probably going to piss a lot of you off. And I'm sorry for that, but this is my platform, and I have a right to speak my opinion. I have a lot of concerns about Austin Foreman and the AFF Guardian. I also have a lot of respect for Austin Foreman because of the people that he has cultivated in his community. There's a lot about him. There's a lot about his own intellect. I also believe that he is someone who is not going to sacrifice his own platform and his own credibility to support a friend, even if that friend has 12 million followers. I have repeatedly asked Austin to work with all of the parties involved in this conflict
But he
to find
wouldn't.
an agreed-upon third-party mediator
But he
who will
wouldn't.
be
Why?
unbiased in the decision-making.
Why?
And he has denied that request, saying it's simply not how he does it.
Why?
I am a flesh and blood human, just as Austin Foreman is. And just because he has 1 million people who believe in him does not trump my 10,000 that believe in me. I believe that the members of AFF are in it for justice. And so what I'm asking from
I would
all of
hope
you
so.
is to watch the playlist
But I don't-
that I have posted and continue to watch my content, which I will release in a timeline that feels right for me, based on the fact that this is not so easy on my overall well-being. I have to take my time and deal with the things
Maybe
one
he's
at a
just
time,
taking his
like
time.
living a trauma. None of you have to believe that, but I am out here with my full chest saying that I have been telling the truth this entire time.
I gotta say something. That's more than a lot of people would do. What Charles has done, and he has been like accurate about that. He has been like, and I've been talking with him for 2 years, and his story's been consistent.
AFF Guardian.
Face Candy Jenna's AKs have not been consistent. I can say that, and I've only known them. I've only known about Face Candy Jenna for a short while, and like he might have told me about her way back when, but there were so many new creators back then. I was going through my own shit. I couldn't keep track of everybody. I do remember Jason Hernandez. I do remember that one, and I do, of course, Ophelia. I learned about, but I've just seen enough of my own.
Why don't the voice memos scroll? Why don't they scroll? It's a simple question, and I'm asking for a simple answer. Why don't the voice memos scroll? They have
So he's asking an important question here. He's saying, why don't the voice memos scroll? In other words, why aren't they showing the voice memos in the order that they were in? They're just playing, and I've seen that trick before. I've seen people use that trick before when they want to set a narrative. Like I literally have somebody taking two different parts of something I said about how I said Nikki's kid wasn't naked because he's not. She posted a picture and he's covered up with a blanket and a mask. Like she acts like the kid was naked, but he's not. And then they took another clip where I said about how I admitted what I did to fire back and put that as a screenshot on the video showing that she was doxing my entire family, including my 91-year-old mom, my brothers, my sisters, my nephews, my nieces, and their kids in their arms, meaning that Nikki would have had to have saved those pictures of those minor children, multiple minor children in my family, to her phone before she posted them on TikTok on both her account where she scribbled them out, and I have the screenshots from her videos and her videos saying where she scribbled them out, but she still saved them. And then also on the troll page that she later admitted to being behind when she said she was behind that one on a live. So Nikki's not the most reliable. These people that do these things, like Nikki, against Charles, they play from the same playbook, if that makes sense. I hope I made any kind of sense there. Like, if you know the players on both sides, then you know what I'm talking about. But if you only know the players from either my side or Charles's side, it might be confusing.
So when it comes to the Charles stuff, that one interested me. I'm pretty, I would have to say I have a pretty deep knowledge of that. And he has receipts. He always can back things up. But here's another thing I wanted to say, and this is just from a perspective of somebody always told me you can't unring a bell. And I don't know if you remember this, but if you heard the story about what was the guy that played in Pretty Woman? Richard Gere and the hamster.
Wasn't that a, look it up though. I think that's one of
It
those.
is totally false.
Yeah, exactly.
But nobody can think of Richard Gere without thinking of the hamster.
yes,
Do you get what I'm saying?
But yes, I get what you're saying. People all know that that's a rumor with him.
But here's the thing, some people are like, but some people, and here's the thing, this is where conspiracy theories take root, you know? They'll go, well, why did they say it, or how did it come about if it weren't true? So even though it's not a large amount of people that believe it to be true, there's a small rumbling, you know? And the reason I bring that up is because you can't unring a bell, and they know what they're doing. You know, if these big creators have endorsements from, you know, like sponsors and stuff, they probably have people on those teams that know how to pollute the pool and make people question things that they could see with their eyes, you know, but they make them doubt it. Just like that's what I thought about when I was reading those comments on the AFF Guardian video, because that's how my mind works.
I didn't read the comments, but here's the thing. Like, everything that they applied to Charles, where they're saying, oh, really? Like, I hear Jason and AK saying, oh, really? He was bullied? Like, what did people really do to him? Well, what did people really do to Mama Tot? I mean, what did he really do to Mama Tot? He made videos expressing his feelings, and oh my God, that hurt her feelings so much. He's like, you're stalking me? He hasn't tried to make contact with her, right? I think they both would admit that. Like, he's not really stalking her. He's just trying to hold her accountable, and she doesn't want to. That's really the worst of it. But why don't they apply that logic to Mama Tot? Like, why is AFF being the deciding factor for people in the gay community? I know there's probably some AFF people in here. I think some of them are following me. These are valid questions I have. Why aren't they having one of their gay members, or do they not have any? Brando, I heard he defends them or is tied with them. I'd like to speak with him if he's a representation of AFF or their gay member, because like, I've seen a video where it pretty much made AFF look pretty transphobic. I don't know if they're still on that same train or wagon, whatever. But I stand strong with my trans brothers and sisters. I've got some very good friends that are trans, and my godchild's trans. So I have a hard time. That's why I won't follow them. Like, I'll tag some people in videos to try and show them things. And I follow some of the people that have it in their profile. I don't know which side they're on, but I think they're part of the real AFF. But I don't judge people independently, except for based on their character and their contents of their character, or the lack thereof. That's it. Whether they're Republican, Democrat, I look at it this way. People could be persuaded by media, by thinking one side is worse than the other, and they have to pick the lesser of two evils, and they're making their choice, and they may not agree with everything I agree with. I'm very left, but there's some people I just can't talk politics with, but I will talk about important issues with, like especially about the trans community and the gay community. And I know that, you know, my friends who are on the conservative side, like, I know that they see some things differently, and I see some things differently by us having conversations and trying to work together. I don't agree with people that aren't part of the gay community that's like, how many white people would go insert themselves into the Black community's business? Motherfuckers on this app will try to say people do, you know, but especially like with the white woman that I call out for trying to pretend that she's Black. But blackfishing is a real thing on this app, and I've got solid proof that's still up on my pages to this day. So if you want to see some shit that's wild, go scroll on my pages or ask me, and I'll tag you.
What is it? What?
Afro-Indigenous Penelope, who's not really Afro-Indigenous.
Oh my God.
And this is one of Lady Guinevere's good friends, one of their attack dogs. This is what people don't understand, is they're people that they use to go after other people. They all align themselves together. They're all not good people. That's why Charles made the comment that he made. I didn't feel that he was aiming it towards AFF. He later came on and apologized and said he was sorry, but that was his experience with Lady G and their friends. That's who I've been dealing with for the past 3.5 years. So when Charles expresses to people that that's his experience from Lady G, why did Lady G go after Charles in the first place? Just because she's friends with Mama Tot. So when Charles says that Mama Tot weaponized other people against her, or that she could have put a stop to it, okay, well, even if she's going to say, well, I can't be responsible for what other people do. Well, you're an influencer. You have a great responsibility with the great power of 12 million people. With great power comes great responsibility. You have a responsibility in how you influence those people, whether you influence them to not bully somebody or by dropping little videos and hints or talking with your friends so that there's all this coordinated video making and calling out an attack towards a person because you disagree with them. You know, and I saw when it happened to Charles, that's how I saw it, because Lady Guinevere was inserting herself for Mama Tot. As a friend of Mama Tot, everybody else was inserting themselves as a friend of Mama Tot. I don't know Mama Tot personally, never had an issue with her. I don't like some of the things she's done. I feel that I do feel that she's overstepping in the gay community. Other people in the gay community may not feel that way. I'm not the voice for the entire community. But at this point, it's a fucking issue for the community to deal with. And the people that are outside of the community trying to make the calls for us, well, I'm sorry, how much have you been supporting us as a community? Not just one or two people here or there as your tokens, but us as a community. Like I said before, when people are showing that they don't even care about a victim or like an actual victim, that even Lady Guinevere's friends have admitted, he's a victim of police brutality. He didn't deserve this. He deserves justice. His family taking a settlement in a civil suit is not justice for the victim. Them taking a gag order is not justice for the victim. The victim still deserves justice, if we can even get it. Now, because now cops are going to get qualified immunity. If that's about as much politics as I'm going to talk right now, because that part pisses me off. That part pisses me off because there is no statute of limitations on red rum, on unaliving somebody. There is no statute of limitations, and the officer hasn't been charged with a criminal suit yet. But if officers get qualified immunity, he'll never be able to be charged. And neither will any other officer that just takes some innocent life because they don't like them being gay or black or trans or whatever.
Who are you talking about? I didn't hear the name. I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
My
I'm
best
sorry.
friend, who was my partner well before that, and we stayed best friends well after we broke up until he was taken out of this world. And Lady G and her friends, some of them still try to accuse me of being responsible for his death, even though the proof came out on Reddit from her own friends because they were all just too stupid. And I have that posted on my page too. Like the sickness of this group and what they do to, like I said, a victim of police brutality, how far they've gone and how little people have shown they care. They care more about drama than actually trying to get anybody justice or anything. It's been proven to me for 3.5 years. When Junior Viata, a member from the gay community, and Lady Guinevere, and some other people that claim to be part of and for the community, called his family and involved them when there's plenty of public information out there.
Well, I just want to tell you personally, I don't know if I've ever had a chance to tell you that, first of all, I'm very sorry for what you went through. And I don't know how I ended up following you. Maybe it was through Charles, but I watched a lot of your videos, and one of the things that stood out to me was that no matter what, you stood your ground, and that couldn't have been easy.
I still have to this day because they're still doing the same things. Like you've got, and I appreciate it, but you've got. Do you know who Central Park Amy is?
Don't know.
So she's somebody that in Central Park, she was registered Democrat, voted Democrat every time, right? Claimed to be this big liberal, kind of like Lizzie. But Central Park Amy was out at the park with her dog off leash. She wasn't supposed to. This man just simply asked her, "Can you put your dog on her leash?" And she started calling 911 on him, was jerking her dog to the point where it was caught on video, and she was actually charged with animal abuse too. And she was claiming that he was coming after her and stuff, and all he did was ask her to put the dog on leash.
Wasn't he taking photos? I think I saw that.
He took video. He was a black man, and it was like the danger of what she was doing could have gotten him killed. And sorry, I'm not peeing. I'm filling up my water cup, so I know what it sounds like though. But the danger of what she did could have gotten him It could have gotten him unalived and by police, and she didn't care at all. These people have done that shit to me. They've done false wellness checks on me. They did it on to somebody. If she's in here, she can tell her story. They did it to somebody a few weeks ago. I don't know if it was them, but somebody did it. Like, people do sick, gross shit. The police department here knows if they get a wellness check for me, they know to call me first. Like, I've had enough interactions with them because of Lady Guinevere getting all her friends to collaborate a story, all her quote unquote victims, all people that lie, manipulate, literally committed perjury. 2 of them committed perjury, like solid perjury that could be proven. You know what I mean? Like some of the others committed perjury too, but 2 of them like literally committed perjury with regards to this white woman that pretends to be black. Every police report out there shows that she's Caucasian with blonde hair, green eyes, same address, same VIN on the.
And yes, Harmonious, he was a bird watcher. I saw that.
No,
No, this other thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, you're talking to somebody in the comments?
No, I was just telling Harmonious that, yes, the guy was a bird watcher, and I think he was like African. I can't remember, but...
Oh, yeah. The guy at Central Park?
Yeah, I saw it like on Facebook or something a while back. I didn't know, I didn't know that was somebody you knew.
Yes. Oh, yeah, sorry. No, that's not somebody I knew. No.
Oh, okay.
No, I think somewhere in the story got lost.
But, okay, continue what you were saying. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's all right. I gotta get this bread out of the oven. Hold on.
Are you done peeing? I'm just kidding.
Literally. Now I don't even know where my water bottle went. I had to get the bread out of the oven. No, people don't realize how dangerous this group of people, or how dangerous these big creators are. I think that's the bottom line. Yep, let me catch up on these comments. Sorry. I'm so horrible at reading comments. All right, so here, we'll go backwards. Barfly swatter. Is that the same as barfly? Never been contacted by anyone. Oh, wait, barfly, you've never been contacted by anyone? What do you mean? She's blocked me, comments, and doesn't block the followers. I mean, I am the king of blocking. I will say that. If I see people making shitty comments to me, if they come in and they're respectful and they ask questions, like AK did come in respectfully on a troll account, and they admitted that they were there, and they admitted that it was AK, and I let them stay and I let them ask questions and I answered honestly, and they were trying to twist truths and shit, and I very much corrected them. Hey, Bunny, I very much corrected them, and I'm trying to be really good with the, hey, Blueberry, I'm trying to be really good with the pronouns. I'm sorry if I misgender, but I saw a video where AK said something about how somebody was coming after her and women, well, and I say her here because she was saying women are supposed to protect other women and like talking about herself. So I don't know if that was, I'm guessing that was before they decided to go by they, them. I don't know. I don't know when that happened. I don't know much about AK. If I'm wrong, please correct me. No, nothing meant, people love to say all this shit that's not true anyway. All right. If I missed anything in the comments, I apologize. But you're also welcome to come up here and I think we could add more people. Lady Ona's in the house. Lady Ona's in the house, but I think we could add more than 2 people. But yeah, I don't think that video that AFF put out, I don't think that proves Charles is a liar, if that's what they're saying. Maybe he got mad that Charles called some stuff out. I don't know. Maybe they've been seeming like they've been siding with Mama Tot. Mama Tot has gotten a lot of flack from Republicans, so maybe this is her way of working with somebody who's a big creator, who's a Republican side, to gain some of her Republican people back because she lost $500,000. I have no idea. I don't know her well enough. but I know how the big creators operate, and I know some of the stuff that they do, and I used to be on the in with some of them. And when I called it out, when I saw through it and I called it out after just a couple of months, I became a target. It's like a mafia. You're either with them and you side with them and you agree with everything they do. And if you narc on them and ruin their little money making scheme, then you're going to get bullied off the app. So nobody will listen to you, and they'll take down all your videos so your voice won't be heard, and they'll just scam all the new people that come onto the app. That's like, they don't care
That's got
about
to be exhausting, though, to be. So, like, my husband doesn't believe that I never want to be rich, but I've told him I don't ever want to be rich. I used to make a lot of money. I was in business marketing a long time ago. Anyway, I had more money than I could spend, and I was miserable. So I always told him I don't want to be rich, because it's. I don't know how to explain it. And it's just not for me. I'm not saying I don't want to be comfortable. I'm lying but to have that many followers and that many opinions, and I would never want that.
You probably everybody in here, maybe one or two people might have heard this story before, but there was there was a time where I had a 20.3 thousand account, and it grew very quickly. Oh, somebody requested. Who requested? It grew very quickly. Later on, hold on, I'm going to bring it up, but I would just want to finish this story. Hey, lady. But before my account grew to 20.3, right before it started blowing up, I remember thinking to myself, as I was about to make the video that went viral, I was thinking to myself, this could really blow up. And I'm like, nah, that'll never happen to me. And sure enough, it fucking did. And I regret it. If I knew then what I know now, I would have never made that video. I would have put my account to private. Sorry. Hey, welcome, Lady Ona.
Hello. And I feel exactly the same way about the video I made about Jace and Ophelia duplicate content, and then it blew up. And I just made a video about this. Prior to that, I never got more than 350 views on my videos. And then out of nowhere, right after it was announced that she took that, we see the content theft, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, well, everyone's talking about it now. So this is who I was talking about a week ago. Here it is, same thing. And immediately, in the first day, it jumped to like 1,100 views. And by day 2, I was at 2,100. I mean, it was just growing. The views were going and going and going. And then the comments, oh my God. And I was not prepared for that. And I didn't know how to handle it, right? Because like half the comments were in support, but most of them were really mean. I mean, nasty. Everything that you guys talk about. So I'm like, okay, so this is how it is. All right. And then I figured the only way I'm going to get control of this on my account now is either run away, log off for 2 or 3 days, go fuck around on Facebook for a while and come back. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not running away. Why the hell should I run away? You're not running me off this app like that. So I was going back and forth between my main account, my main series, and my dump account. This is my throw against the wall. This is everything, right? The kitchen sink. It's dog videos. It's cat videos. It's redecorating videos. It's taking out the trash videos. I mean, it's everything. But they did the same thing to me. Exactly what you just said.
Recently.
What?
Did you have an accidental side boob video recently?
Side boob, yes, there was no nip. I went back and I checked. Absolutely zero nip. Okay, there was a little bit of side boob, but the size of my little boobies here, it doesn't show much because there's not a lot. There's not a lot.
I saw the video.
Right, there's-
I didn't see anything pop out.
Exactly. There's nothing there. Anyway, so yeah, I just decided to take control of it. And then I realized, you know, what I'm doing over on Misbehaving is really rough. I mean, I'm taking on the Department of VA by my fucking self. And then I was getting ready to stitch my chapter 2 of my book together using TikTok and working it out with the videos and stuff. That's what I was doing when this blew up. So I can see how so many people get scared, and I understand why so many people are so afraid to talk, because it's insane.
So did you happen to check? We don't have to say the name, but did you happen to check the profile that I told you to earlier and see the pinned video about me?
Yeah.
That's been going on since I fired back. I think I told you about that.
I think we talked about this in chat, and then we have a phone call on IG and we talked about it.
Yes, we did. I think I still need to unblock you there because I was upset at you for a hot minute. It doesn't take much for me to block people.
Had I found
reached out to me and told me I blocked them. I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You're allowed. It's your account. I mean, people are allowed to block and unblock. I mean, that's a very personal thing. I mean, you have to keep your peace. But my biggest mistake with fandom, and I can't really call it a mistake, is that I just found, and I had been looking for it. That video I sent out to like 30 or 50 people, 60 people, that explains fandom. If you didn't get an email, a DM from me with a link to a video on fandom and explaining fandom, you need to DM me so I can send it, because I can't share this video any other way. I can't save it. I can't duet it. I can't stitch it. It is.
You know how to screen record?
Yeah, but then you don't get the sound.
You can screen. Well, what kind of? Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
You can screen record and get the sound with the iPhone.
I'll try it.
You swipe.
You know what? I'll just send it to my producer and have her handle it.
There you
She
go.
knows how to. Because honestly, it will take me all fucking day to do that. She'll have it done in 5 minutes. So, but yeah.
You sent it.
Go ahead. You were asking me about. IG. Okay. So the fandom video that I sent everybody, and I sent out 3 rounds of 15. That's 15, 30. I sent it out to 45 people because that's all. I got tired after that. And then that explains fandom. And everyone's like, oh my God, this makes so much sense now. And then of course everyone's like, oh, the Dungeons and Dragons. Oh my God. Okay, I get it now. I get it now. And the characters. Okay, I get it now. Now you're getting fandom. I finally found the video and sent it out to everybody. And I'll go back and screen record it and get it up here. And I'll give credit to the original author and all of that. But that has really helped. So I got to get that up there.
Regardless of that actual definition, you know how I felt because I've told you in DM.
We've had multiple conversations. You and I have had 1 or 2 very, very long I know your story, and honestly, I told you why your story was important. It proves the wrong man theory. It proves that you prove the wrong man theory.
Well, they're going to come at you. They've got, get this, they've got over 300 pages of legal documents, right? Now, some of those are from my friends on the Living. They won't probably tell you that off the top. Some of those are from the court cases from 2000 that you and I talked about with Max, who's reached out to me now and said, please, like, don't bring it any further. Like, they're involving innocent people. This is bullshit. And I'm like, I know. And he needs to be left out of it. They've drug him into it. They've doxed him. Lady G did. She says she won't, but she has on her live.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if you've heard about this, but all the people that are mad at X and Elon And all the people that are mad at Truth Social for what, I don't know what's going on that they're mad at Truth Social. They're all going to Blue Sky. And Blue Sky is like taking off. We established a presence over there, and the account that we're managing on that platform is already at something like 7,000 followers, and it's only been up for like 3 days. I think it's been up for 4 days, but the first day was building it.
I went on it and it gave me Twitter vibes or X vibes, and I don't even care I went on it, I created an account, and that was it. And I was like, okay, bye-bye.
It has the X vibes because the X people are there.
Yeah.
But it also has a lot of TikTok people that have left TikTok.
You know what though?
So,
TikTok is become crap, Ona.
I know.
Oh, hey,
Like,
you know,
that's what I was
wait.
saying. Go ahead.
I know about Blue Sky. So, because I just set up there, but I want to tell you guys this. Listen.
Yeah.
So the way Blue Sky works is like they have these. You can make these lists, and okay, so these people, their sole purpose is to find accounts that have like things relating to Trump in a positive way or MAGA and what they do is they build these lists, and Skywatch is one of them. If you go to Blue Sky, go to the Skywatch page and you go on these lists, and all you have to do is hit like 2 buttons per list. You go to subscribe to the list and then block all. And as they add people to that list, here, let me look at it.
All right, but she paused. I don't.
No, she's going to go look at it so she can describe it. No, it's a good platform. People are going there, but the thing what is most interesting about it is that the people who have been run off of TikTok by these various groups, they're all going to Blue Sky.
Hey, Washington.
Yeah.
And Lady Ona, sorry, I am falling asleep.
Oh no, go ahead. I know it's almost midnight here, so I know it's like 3 o'clock.
I'm sorry. It was really good talking to you.
You too.
I'm glad I ran into you.
Yeah, y'all have a good night, guys, and everybody in the chat. Bye. It was nice talking to you. Nice meeting y'all. If y'all send me a follow, I'll send you a follow back. Y'all have a good night, guys.
All right, you too.
You too, sweetie.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. Yeah, I forget sometimes. Even sometimes when I'm talking to my friends, a lot of my friends, most of my friends, like long term, are on the East Coast because I've only been out here a little over a decade. But my lifelong friends and my longer term friends are back from the East Coast, whether it be Florida, Connecticut, and then of course there's a few in Alaska that are even up later than me.
So I'm the exact opposite. All my friends are on the West Coast, and I moved east. So for the first year and a half that I lived in Kentucky, I was still living on Pacific Coast time, and I was struggling to get through the mornings here because I was still on the Pacific time.
Now, when you fly, back west or whatever, what's harder for you, flying back west or flying east? Like as far as getting used
Coming home is harder.
Going back.
Coming back to Louisville is harder.
Going back east is harder.
Yeah, because
I always felt
you're
that
3
way.
hours because you're 3 hours ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
So you're fine. Your energy is fine.
Yeah,
But
when
once
everybody else is asleep.
Yeah, but once you come back, then you got to switch back, and that I have only gotten jet lag from my traveling twice, and that was because what happened? Something happened and a plane broke down at a connection, so I had to be diverted. And by the time I got to where I was supposed to go, I was so exhausted I barely knew my name.
I don't usually get jet lag anymore, but I'll throw off my sleep because a lot of times I take red eyes because I try to go back home at least like 1 to 2 times a year.
Yeah.
I want to visit my mom. She's 91.
So I want to ask, I've already asked all the questions about you. I'm ready for
Oh,
for the lady. I'm ready for that. I'm ready to roll on that. I'm actually meeting with my producer on Tuesday. Shit.
she's
No,
got
next
a list
Tuesday.
of
Not tomorrow.
victims.
Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
Now listen, she's got a list of victims. Okay.
Yeah.
Now all these victims, she's even got some of these victims have written police report or police statements and filed police reports for her and with her. I even have proof of one person that said no. The person that actually did the false wellness check for me or on me actually admitted she did that wrongfully. She goes back and forth because she's got her own DRUGS addiction issues, so she flip-flops, but she's already admitted, apologized, and also admitted that Lady G asked her to write a letter for that as well, and she said no.
Yeah.
I've also got proof. You know who Auntie Wiggs is?
Which one?
Auntie Wiggs. She lives like, I don't know, 45 minutes north of me or so.
Auntie, you said Auntie who?
Auntie Wiggs.
Okay, I know a different one. Okay, go ahead.
She's been called out. She's friends with G. She's been called out for fraud by another big creator. Like, she's already been called out for all that shit. She argues, said it wasn't true. They said we have proof, but she was never going to admit it, and they would have had to throw somebody under the bus. It was this whole big mess.
Oh yeah, that's always the case. There's somebody who's going to get hurt if we keep going.
Yeah. Well,
Someone is going to be in perilous
that's
danger.
what they want from me. If you watch that woman's video, I can fill you in on some of the videos that I know damn well they're aiming at me, and some where she's very clearly targeted me with this narrative. And they have stitched together audios, they have videos, they will manipulate shit to fit their narratives and tell you not to listen to the other side, where I'll say, go listen to the other side. But when they tell you to not talk with somebody, that's the person you need to talk with. Because
Exactly.
they had me convinced that certain people were wearing white hoods and that far down the supremacy hold, and these are not the people that they're not the people that they claimed. I was afraid when these people approached me because even though I wasn't talking to the other side anymore, and I knew what they had done, they had even brainwashed me that much that I was still afraid to be talking with people that were reaching out to me and been like, I've been a victim of theirs too. And I'm like, oh my God, where are white supremacists? Get away from me.
Right. But I'm still curious. We know why. We kind of know why Lady G has an obsession with you.
Oh yeah, because I have the most proof on her and her friends.
Right. Okay. That's the number one thing.
And it's all over my pages. People should pay attention to that.
But why is Lady G having girl from Casino go after Charles?
I don't know. Why did she have...
Why is she all up in his grill? Like, what does Lady G and girl from Casino have anything to do with Charles Wrestler?
That's my whole question earlier is what I was saying is why did Lady G go after Charles in the first place? It was only for Ona. I mean, not Ona, Ophelia.
Yeah.
It was only for Ophelia. If I say, you know what? I apologize. People hopefully know because your names both begin with the O.
It's okay, I know.
I have accidentally said Ona when I meant Ophelia and Ophelia when I meant Ona several times. So if you catch me, just correct me.
It's okay, don't worry. The O throws people off because it's not common.
Well, and they're both not common names, so I think that throws me more off. But I like Ona Hopkey too. Well,
anyway, I'm wondering, is this all just a ploy for distraction and manipulation?
No.
Or see, I am convinced, and there is nobody who will convince me otherwise, that Lady G took interest in shenanigans in 20.
Oh shit, I meant oh fuck. I'm sorry, Ona, I didn't mean to do that to you. I was trying to mute my own mic. I'm so sorry.
All right, so I'm convinced, and nobody can convince me otherwise, that Lady G took interest in the shenanigans when it was going on in I started it March. I think I put out a few videos hinting at it in February, but then in March I took off and started shenanigans. And by the end of March, by my birthday in April, Show Me Gal became this regular user. She followed me. She commented on every video. She was asking leading questions. She was totally invested in the story. So we became friends. We exchanged phone numbers. I mean, we were on the phone to each other nearly every day.
But what
Near multiple times a day. And we were on text with each other multiple times a day. And I am now convinced that Lady G put her in my path on purpose.
I don't know, because I saw Show Me Girl in that live with Lady G.
Yeah.
I could see Show Me Girl being a pick-me. I could totally see her.
Oh, she's a total pick-me. She is.
Yeah. And so is Nikki the pick-me. So there's a lot of pick-me's. There's a lot of pick-me's. And you know what? At one time, I will say this, like, when I first met Lady G and all that, there was a couple times, and I distinctly remember this one time where I thought to myself, well, she's got a lot of followers. Surely she's got to have credibility. Like,